Hello everyone, this is Fenris Lycon. Of course, that's Shadow. Let's get into our game of Surviving Mars. And we're entering the late game now. Actually, I want to send this rocket to some of the expeditions we have. Let's get some of these extra resources. We can actually do all of them now. The other thing is we should take a very quick look at what we need to make sure we're not in danger of losing. We are kind of low on polymers and we're not producing any. This place does need new people. It's not really running anything,
Research complete.
but it's still low on people. Part of it, it's all of its children we moved to other domes, and it was suffering from some food shortages. So, as we should try and avoid building more in these domes so that we get some homeless, we get some unemployed, and they'll move over there. Worst case scenario, we could always build a polymers factory over here. I don't think it's needed, but it's definitely something we want to watch out for. Okay, the large nursery that we just got the technology for, we almost had last time, it does use polymers, but it's only 10. We could always import some too. We actually have a ton of money because we completed one of those money researches very recently. I haven't actually built a
Anomaly
large nursery
analyzed.
before, so let's get them in here. I was giving it some thought. I think instead of once we get these nurseries built, instead of the living complex using any apartments, let's see, so we have what, 5, so 15 people here. Then the 9 eats up the rest of our residents. I think that's fine. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Looks like we got some more metals. Put it down. We actually do have quite a bit of fuel stored up. I wonder if we're building some up in a fuel. Yep, we are. In our, sorry, fuel refineries. We'll speed things up. We're waiting now mostly on the technologies. And the other thing we're kind of in danger of, I should say too, during the dust storms, is just kind of running out of resources. Of water and air specifically. So let's get some more of those down. The tanks. We're a little bit less in danger too with because we have those water extractors, but I don't think there's any reason to kind of not build them up. Putting it closer to
Great dust storm
our
approaching. Meteor incoming.
Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Well, at least that happened before the dust storm. Get our air down to okay, how does this look for children? I also want them to move out, okay, of the apartments. Actually, if I do think about this, I bet it was apartments and then one of the small houses. The problem is we have 2 less in all of our buildings. You can go to Earth. We'll then do another planetary once it comes back. I think we'll just kind of alternate that. Drop you off. How are we doing on food? We have a lot of food. I'm just going to keep bringing food over, especially during the Oh, we lost our water extractor. We can rebuild that. During the dust storm, our um, shuttles won't be running, so we'll have to kind of watch out for that. Actually, we have a lot of food over here. So we are good there. And we're waiting on kind of some new plant technology for our farms. And then we're going to go into heating Mars. Get our first terraforming going. We should hopefully be able to get the technologies for it today. We want to turn off children in this dome, the Anderson Dome. We'll eventually want to take out all these nurseries, and we want them to work in the school spire. Make sure this area has enough metals, and it does. Nice.
Resources
We also
are low.
stopped a... We actually are very low on polymers. I'm surprised we're going through it that fast.
Research complete.
We find gene adaptation, so let's update our farms. We can do giant corn. And the new one, what is apples? Does take a
Funding
very long
received.
time. We'll do it. Nice. Let's cover our weakness. Let's get some of these polymers. We could even think of doing another spire. I think in the Anderson one, I want to do a medical center and a hanging gardens. I think that's the plan. I know that's more people to work. We'll still do it. We have so much money. And the money's only going to get weaker as we go on, so let's use it. We need to bring polymers back. Our domes are in need of maintenance. How are we looking here? I think in theory get rid of the living complex eventually. Kind of give it basic kind of service buildings.
Resources are low.
Interesting. Are we not producing? We should be okay. Wow, we went through all of our waste rock. We can have this. Have our shuttle hubs bring some. I think we'll get rid of a few. Probably only need 2. Do you need metals? You do. Let's grab some, bring them down. We can grab the waste rock here and bring it up to speed things up. The dust storm's almost over anyway, so our shuttle hubs, they're going to be busy for a while, but they should be able to start catching up. We have a new event. Let's check that out. The patient. An unidentified individual has been spotted wandering the waste near a wrecked shuttle, wearing a spacesuit of an unfamiliar design. When we get near the person, we notice several burn-like marks on their skin. They also seem to be deaf and numb because of a mysterious ailment. All in all, they seem to be in great pain and obviously abandoned by some other colony to die alone on Mars. I thought we were the only colony. Maybe this is failed attempts. An unidentified ailment. We can't put the colony at risk, leave them to their fate. Whoever ejected this person out to die is nothing like us. Bring them in for treatment. We'll bring them in. I think we're a nice colony. We'll take in anyone wandering Mars. It's the world, and especially Mars, is a scary place, so let's help each other out. Cool. We accept the mysterious patient at the infirmary. Scans and blood samples reveal changes to their insides and DNA, changes never even theorized as a possibility before. A cutting-edge pharmaceutical research facility on Earth has expressed willingness to take on the unknown condition and send experimental drug schematics to slow down the progress of the disease at 50 million initially. That's super cheap. It may be worth studying the disease in aiding the stranger as long as we can in case we end up having to deal with it on a longer scale. Okay, let's pay for it. That's why we're keeping some money around. I will say one of our options too is just ask for kind of more adults at these two domes. Just for a little bit, I'm gonna prioritize adults in both of these domes. Let's
Cold wave approaching.
I'm less scared of a cold wave. Let's kind of repopulate these domes before we run into more problems. We should be able to turn on our polymers factory. Let's get some crops going here too. I think we should be good on food after that. We're actually full on fuel. Let's get another deposit down. This area is very cramped with machinery and parts, but how are we looking now? Pretty good. Let's turn off that priority. We've kind of, I think, like repopulated these domes enough. The nice part too is these domes are so comfortable too. We should get also another burst of children, which we can make use of. Wow. Whoa. Man, two large nurseries. Whoa, 24. Wait, 1, 2, wow. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So actually, one nursery, like 1.5 nurseries. Our numbers are all going to be off too on any kind of standard. Because we also have 2 less here too. We'll throw a grocer in, I think, too. Dome services. We'll do a grocer and we'll do an infirmary. And we could do a little bar too. I think I will do a little bar. And a nice little park. Nice. We have now a ton of our polymers coming in. We should be making them again. So I think we've gone through that shortage. Before I forget, let's also get our rocket out to another expedition.
Research complete.
Our cold wave's about to start. We can upgrade
Meteor shower incoming.
all of our farms. We are still hurting for people, especially when we lost a ton of them. We also need more storage for our food. Nice. We have the next event. I think after this event, we'll call it the episode. This is kind of more of a maintenance episode, I will say. Next one, we should have the technology for heating, and we'll get started on terraforming on our next episode. So let's finish this event. The patient. Further research into the condition of the patient has been made. The first batch of custom-made medication seems to have quite the uplifting effects on them. The condition was proven to not be contagious. That's good. They are now allowed to wander the dome at will. Despite still being able to see with one eye, what language the patient speaks is currently unknown, thus barring all outlets for communication short of gesturing. Still, our colonists seem to be reacting positively to the small solace affording the alien stranger. For further research, the patient's conditions, the pharmaceutical lab will require another transaction of $5 million to be paid. Sure, that's probably one of the best things we can afford right now of the inflation cost on Earth. So we'll get that done. And I think with that, we'll call this episode. So thank you very much. We've kind of, I think, helped stabilize the colony. We have our polymers factory on. We've got probably our last supply, maybe with Spire. And actually, I lied. We'll actually put that Spire down. Yeah, right here. We'll put a Hanging Guardians here, and then these spaces we can use for more housing and potentially another factory. So, without further ado, this is Fenris Lycon and Shadow signing out. And I'll just wait until this actually gets built. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice day.